It was a huge team effort. Extremely proud of these guys for their actions and what they were able to accomplish in a very, very quick period of time.
And those two victims had to be rescued by Reading firefighters from their apartment up there on the third floor, where you now see plywood in place of the glass windows.
It was at approximately 3:30 in the morning. Upon our arrival, we found fire showing from the third floor. I was incident command. I took command, requested engine 3, my west side engine, to drop me a hydrant supply line. Engine 3 had Lieutenant Scott Myette, who's also a paramedic on it, as well as the driver, firefighter, paramedic Derek Loftus, and the nozzle man on that engine was firefighter, paramedic Brian Roche. I also requested our ladder truck to put the ladder to the roof. On the ladder truck were firefighter Bob Beck and firefighter paramedic Bob Forsey. And I ordered a transitional attack. And my spare nozzle man on engine 1, firefighter paramedic Tom McCarthy, took an 1 3/4 hose line down the driveway and began to hit the fire from outside of the building. I also called for a second line up into the building. Firefighter paramedic FF Bagby and firefighter paramedic Steve DeBay took that line. They were on Medic 1, our ambulance, and began the process of bringing that line up to the third floor. In addition, my pump operator, firefighter paramedic Paul Dalton, began the process of switching the pump over into pump operation. I went around to the back of the building. I saw fire coming from the seaside. I notified dispatch of that as well. And then I ran to the front of the building, got the keys out of the Knox box, and began going through the building, banging on doors, yelling for people to get out of the building, using keys to open doors where they would work.
Injuries. The firefighters did have to move quickly, though, to evacuate the rest of the 12 units. Here's why.
And finally made it up to the third floor, did the same, got some people out. And then I ran through one of the apartments and I met with firefighter paramedics Steve DeBay and FF Bagby, and brought them through to the front. And they entered the apartment that was on fire, and they found a male victim inside. I helped them pull him out into the landing area of the third floor. I called fire alarm for a second alarm, and called for help to the third floor. Fire Lieutenant Scott Myette had already come to the third floor. Firefighter DeBay began medical treatment to the male party, and then firefighters Loftus and Brian Roche showed up and began helping him with that. Firefighters Bagby and Lieutenant Myette went back into the apartment and found a second female victim. They carried her out and carried her all the way completely out of the building. I struck a third alarm. Medical attention was immediately given to her outside by firefighter paramedics FF Bagby and Paul Dalton.
They worked on her right on the sidewalk for a good 25 minutes. It was.
In the meantime, Lieutenant Scott Myette brought up a Stokes basket, and our other firefighters, DeBay, Loftus, Roche, Forsey, firefighter Beck, they carried the man outside. I had grabbed the stretcher out of the ambulance, was waiting for
High
them.
Street. Flames were shooting out of the third floor windows, and everyone self-evacuated with the exception of those two people in the third floor apartment. As always, the rescue was the top priority for firefighters.
Well, I was extremely happy that Fire Chief Greg Burns had nominated us for this award. And I was incredibly proud and want to thank the Heroic Awards Committee for choosing this group among the many heroic acts that occur in the Commonwealth by our brother and sister firefighters every day. I'd also like to mention as a side note that Lieutenant Scott Myette's dad, David Myette, who's a retired fire captain from Wakefield Fire Department, also received this award a number of years ago.